welcome to another edition of Hennessy Performance League Game of the Week. Here, a matchup not in the SEC. We go to the Big Ten country for this one as we have two of the top three teams set to square off here today. We have the number 2 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes and Captain Dad coming into Eugene Autzen Stadium. The undefeated defending national champions, the number 3 ranked Oregon Ducks, coached by Mayhem tomorrow. Joining me for color commentary today is Electric Days. How are we doing today, Electric?
We're doing pretty good, doing pretty fine. Can't wait to see what we can get out of these two great teams, and hoping for a great close game here.
Yeah. As we will load in here to Autzen Stadium, Oregon rocking the black jerseys tonight. So I don't know if this is a night game. It certainly feels like it could have the atmosphere of one. As I'm getting sidetracked watching the end of the real playoff game. But, okay, it is a night game out here in the woods of Oregon. Nike University, as they call it. But, Electric, what's your keys to, for the game for Ohio State? What do they got to do to get this win on the road?
I mean, as long as he's seen what Oregon has done since their last game of the week, such as looking at how they came back against Louisville, that was their last game of the week, and seeing what they possibly done there and see what they can do here. All you got to do is just get adjusted, see what he's doing. If they're throwing it short a lot, he might throw it over the top a little bit, It's just a mix and match, That's all it is in college football. It's the same thing for the NFL, but just a mix and match in college football. That's all it is.
Yeah. And I would say for Oregon, you just got to get your guys going early. Evan Stewart currently leading the Heisman voting. Right behind him, though, is his quarterback, Dante Moore. And then they had 2 defensive players also, 3rd and 4th. So this is a very star-studded Oregon team, as we will see what they come out with here in the spread playbook. As Moore, as Whittington to his left in shotgun formation, he's going to hand off up the middle, and Ohio State gets there and stops them for a gain of 1.
Yeah, and I mean that was just a really good stop right there. Ohio State once again. They already mad because they don't have that many home games, and I'm for sure everybody could understand that. But, I mean, you're stepping into a very, very dominant stadium, so just got to do your best.
He's got Stewart on the left, and he's going to hit him. Short gain, 3rd and 4 here. Buckeyes can get off the field here if they can get this stop, as Dante Moore, the Michigan native, links up with Stewart. So here they come, 3rd and 4. Moore's in the backfield all by himself. He's got 5 wide. They check the play. Ohio State sends some pressure. Can he get it off? It's knocked away. Evan Stewart has the ball knocked out by Jermaine Matthews Jr. And the Ducks have to punt on their first drive.
Yeah, and I was just looking at a couple of defensive stats by Oregon and understanding why they have 4 to 5 people already coming up here in the top 4 of the Heisman watch. They're right in Elijah Rushing, already having he already has an interception, 14.5 sacks, and two forced fumbles. So. And 29 touchdowns from the wide receiver with almost 2,000 yards on the run. So I mean, that's crazy.
Well, Pitts, the freshman running back, gets the handoff, gets a gain of 4 on first down. As we'll see what the Buckeyes can draw up here on their first drive, led by senior quarterback Devin Brown. Easily identifiable on the tapes as number 33 quarterbacks. Kind of an odd number, but he's going to hand it to Pitts. Pitts going to get the edge. First down, and he takes a hit from Elijah Jackson.
Yep, and Ohio State. This is, I mean, other than last year, they had to deal with Will Howard. Now they got to deal with Brown. I mean, that's not good at all. You don't have a fresh start with a QB that you get to work on for the next 3 years, but at least it's something at the end of the day.
So we see Pitts gets the toss, got some struggle, finding some room to run. He's going to get out for a gain of 4. As we see Pablo Escobar in the chat saying Florida by 1 billion. So his Gators team's been playing very good ever since the back-to-back home losses. They blew out Georgia, and I'm not sure who they played this week. I believe it was. Now they get they get LSU, as Oregon's all in the backfield. That's Aiden Breland, and Ohio State has got a 3rd and long.
Yeah, and I mean, this game is already pretty close. I mean, it's just the start of these teams' first drive, so not expecting too much, but it's already 3rd down and 10.
Ooh, he throws the crosser, and he's hit as he throws. Running back looked to be open, but out trots the Buckeyes punt team.
You know, I mean, that's what you kind of expect right there. You're in the 8th toughest ranked place to play,
Ooh,
and that punt
that
is really good.
Beauty of a punt. You thought they might get under that, try to return it, but he lets it bounce, and it's going to cost his team about 25 yards on the bounce, as they're backed up all the way down to the 8.
And that's not good at all right there. Now you got to travel 92 yards down the field in order to try to get a touchdown or even to try to get in the field goal range.
His handoff goes to James, his first carry of the day. Going to be again to 2. As the senior out of the state of Tennessee. Going to get it out to the 10. See what they draw up. Back's kind of against the wall here. If you're Ohio State, do you try to send some pressure and get them closer to that goal line?
Possibly, but not too much pressure, because pressure can also backfire a lot. You know, Evan Stewart, even though he's a senior, this is his last year, but he's going to try to make the last year remarkable as possible. So I don't recommend trying to press him.
Well, pressure did come, but they get it over the middle for a gain of 4. So another 3rd down here for the Ducks. They had a 3-and-out on their first possession of the game. We'll see if they get a 3-and-out again as the RPO goes to the tight end. 1st down. And they're going to run some hurry up here. There's Velling on the reception. They're going to go to him again.
Go it again.
Jack Velling, 2 back-to-back catches on the RPO. They're going to flip the field here. They put Velling on the right, put the 2 receivers out left. They're going to send Stewart in motion. It's a jet sweep. Yeah. Stewart's got some speed. He's got some space. Runs into his blocker, and there he goes. Touchdown, Oregon.
Just speedy. And that's what I was about to say. And anything about touch passes or keeping them in open space, he's just there. And that's what it is.
Oh my! Whoa. Extra point is no good. Wide left.
Yeah, that is really not good for Oregon if Ohio State comes back down and scores a touchdown. But Evan Stewart, once again, that's 30 touchdowns of the year for him. And that run was just pretty good blocks that he had in front of him. And now it's time to see what Ohio State can do to tie this game up or potentially take the lead.
Well, you saw the projected CFB bracket currently. It has the Oregon Ducks will be hosting round 1 against Texas A&M. As Brown is under some pressure. Brown needs to get rid of it. He's going to be sacked, but he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Fiona Lalea.
Yeah, Oregon has to deal with a lot of people graduating this year. Same thing for Ohio State, but that's always going to happen with big name teams.
There's Brown going to drop back again to throw. He's going to the crosser, and it's intercepted. Delaney is going to take it to the house. Mansour Delaney. And it is 12-0 barring the extra point. Another
Yeah, that
senior
was,
coming up big for the Ducks.
yep. And like I said, these people that are graduating, they gotta make a big name for yourself. Even though you're in a big name school, uh, you still sometimes won't even get drafted, and that's what NFL players, I mean, not NFL players, NFL coaches and scouts like to say.
Yeah, as we see Moore staying out here for the 2-point conversion. Will he scramble? He's going to try to scramble, going to be stopped short. So if you're Ohio State, you're down multiple possessions here early, but at least you do have the advantage of they have not had an extra point on either of their touchdowns. As the offense is going to have to get something going, though. The Buckeyes have just been struggling as they kick off here to get anything going in terms of momentum on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, but it's the third drive, so we just had to give them time. It was the same thing earlier, but just had to give them time.
It's just going to be swallowed up in the backfield. Derek Harmon, another senior on this Oregon Ducks defense.
Yeah, second down and 11. This is going to mean a lot for Ohio State if they want to get something started. The stadium post is going through the roof.
As Brown going to draw back to throw. Pressure coming. He's got to get rid of it. Matayo Ugalele. I'm going to just go with Ugalele. 3rd and 11.
He just wasn't blocked on that play, and that's what happens when you send a lot more than blockers. So, great job right there.
Brown, he's going
Lob.
deep. It is! And that's the lifeline you needed. Touchdown, Ohio State.
And that's how you just beat a coverage with blitzes.
Right
I
back
mean,
at you.
yeah, that's how you beat them with blitzes. Just go right over the top. Even though it's a bit risky to do it because you don't know how much time you got in the pocket, that's just really good pass, really good touchdown.
So it is now 12-7 Ohio State, showing a pulse here late in the first quarter. The kickoff as McCray will just let it bounce into the end zone, and Oregon will take it at their 25. You see, Ohio State would be hosting a college football playoff game as well against Miami, matched up with Memphis, who is not a user. As you see, more stacked backfield, play action, fake. He's going. He thought he held on, but Chase Roberts can't hang on, and he drops it through the contact.
Hospital pass.
You
gotta care for your wide receivers a lot more here in this type of day. But Lord, that was a hard hit.
Yes, we saw Ohio State getting some more pressure there. 97 off the edge. As Moore's in the backfield by himself. He's got 4 wide receivers outright, and he's just going to take the crossing route, and that's easy picking for McLean. First down, Oregon Ducks.
Here they go. They're going to hurry it up right here. They like what they see.
As Moore going to scramble with his legs. He throws it behind Stewart, and barely escapes the grasp of the right end.
That could have been a pick or a swat by the defensive lineman. He got off just on time still to foul the QB.
Yeah. So we see Moore making some changes here to the play. Dropping back to throw. He's just going to take the guy sitting in the backfield. Whittington going to gain 4, as that will bring us to the end of the first quarter with the score. Oregon 12, Ohio State 7. But big third down here for the Buckeyes as they can get off the field and get this ball back.
Yeah, and this also matters a lot too, not only because they are both in the same conference. It's also matter because in the top 25, they have Ohio State ranked better than Oregon. So a little bit of fuel added to the fire.
Yeah. We see Dante Moore in the backfield with Whittington. He takes the crosser, and he's going to be pulled down short. Decision time. 4th and 3. And it looks like the offense will probably stay on the field here. I don't hate the call midfield. You know, you trust your defense aside from that one big play. But this might very well backfire if they can't get this 3 yards as Moore gonna hit the RPO and it's intercepted! Scott jumped the screen and he's gonna take it to the house. And Ohio State has the lead. Just a little bit of hesitation from Moore. If he threw it about a half a second earlier, he might have had it, but the DB jumps it.
Yeah, that right there was just wow. What a read from that DB. That's what you like to see out of these two top teams right there, and that's just that was a really good read. No blockers on him. Know where the QB was gonna go, and just easy pick six right there.
Yeah, well, you know, we saw how Ohio State comes down from 12-0 here. They take the lead. Let's see what Oregon's got. Still plenty of time left in the second quarter. As Moore gonna drop back. He's got Stewart on the crosser. Stewart's got a first down and more. He's gonna get down to the 44.
Yep. And also, this might be a little off topic, but I did notice over the last couple of weeks, somebody got moved from free safety down to linebacker, and now is a pretty unstoppable linebacker on Ohio State. I'm for sure you probably know what I'm talking about, Caleb.
Oh, yes, I see who you're talking about now.
Yeah.
the ever so prolific Caleb Downs. Seems like he transfers, and he could have been a 3 safety there, because it is wide open. Touchdown, Oregon Ducks.
Wow. Just set you up for a crazy joke right there, but there we go, another deep down the field pass, and that's another touchdown. Over all these touchdowns have been over big plays, either the pick sixes or just ball going in the air over at least 40 yards.
As we see the kickoff going into the end zone. But the Buckeyes have to respond. You got to keep striking, especially on the road, especially knowing you get the ball back here. You can take some time off this clock and be patient. As Brown stepping back to throw, going deep over the middle, and it's intercepted. Terrell makes the play. Running back cross field, pulled down at the 35.
Yeah, and I mean, that drag route was wide open, so I did not understand why he threw that ball, but probably if he lobbed it a bit more to the wide receiver or the running back's left side of his hand, that probably would have worked out.
Yeah, well, I mean, the goal there is to put it towards the sideline, and Brown just didn't do that. As James going to get blown up in the backfield here for a loss of 2. And Oregon, big opportunity. The hiccups that haunted you earlier in this quarter lost you the lead, but if you score a touchdown here, you're right back where you started. As we see 2nd and 12. And Stewart's in motion again. They're going to give it to him again. This time, he's going to get free around the outside. Stewart going to get pulled down. And a gain of 7 on the play. They thought they might have had him for a huge loss in the backfield.
That's crazy because he actually was about -5 to 7 yards on the line and was able to turn around and make it into a quick 5-yard gain, 7-yard gain. That was pretty good by him.
And on 3rd and 5, Moore lines up by himself, bunched out to his right, are 4 wide receivers with Stewart to his left alone. That's who he'll go to, and he gets the first down after a hard hit by Scott Jr.
That's another thing too. You never want to have Evan Stewart on an island with a cornerback. Doesn't matter how good he is. Possibly if it was Will Johnson, yes, but Will Johnson's not on Ohio State, so you just can't leave him on an island one-on-one. It's just not possible.
Well, this time they line up Stewart with the pack with Roberts out to the right by himself. They're going to take the crosser. It's Casper. Makes a man miss. Gets down to the 5 and down to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, and Casper the GOAT's going to take the ball down to the 3. So let's see what we can do here, right here for Oregon.
There you go. More
wow.
Pushing, fighting, touchdown, Oregon.
Do we remember who gets the ball right now?
The Buckeyes do, I believe.
Okay. Just in case.
So, Oregon. They're going to go for 2 again here. I guess they're trying to get those points back and get back where they believe they should be on the scoreboard. They're going to call some type of audible. Moore scrambling. He's got the tight end in the back. And that 2-point conversion is good. So now a 13-point deficit.
And you're also correct to Ohio State do get the ball.
So like I said, Ohio State, no need to panic. Long touchdown drive here. Get the ball back. Do it again. You got the lead.
Yep. And their defense have been able to hold up a bit between Oregon. It's just Evan Stewart with the touch passes have been able to break off for a touchdown or just little small gains that break into the first down.
Play action fake Brown. Hit as he throws. Give credit where credit's due to this Oregon defense. They are wreaking havoc on Brown here early. So they're going to go with the screen pass, and that's blown up. 3rd and 10.
Needs a score right here. Here we go, the Stadium Post. Remember, this is the 8th ranked toughest place to play.
A screen pass. Can they set it up right? Pitts, can he get to the edge? So decisions, and they will punt this football away. Timeout for Oregon.
Wasn't surprised by this one, because letting that time run down to the 2-minute warning, you don't have an extra timeout in Oregon, so you only have 2 instead of 3 with this 2-minute warning.
As Veneer's going to punt this football away. And McCray will give us a return, and he's pulled down at the 31. You know, Electric, I was thinking maybe on that situation in 4th and 3 you go for it, but I mean, I also understand why he punted on his own side of the field.
Yeah, there's 2. Remember, you gotta remember, at the end of the day, these are 2 powerhouse teams, and they both have nothing but stars all around the field. So you just have to watch what you're doing at the end of the day. And I feel like punting that ball is pretty good.
Stewart. Carter can't pull him down, but they get him down out there for a gain of 1. That jet pass has been open every time it's been called so far.
And I mean, that right there, that was a good way how you stop it.
They're going to go back to Stewart on the screen. Again. Downs pulls him down. 2-minute warning. 3rd and 7.
And that's that man we was talking about that changed positions. And I mean, now he's a 99, but that man, just a great wrap-up tackle, for sure. Before he got moved to the linebacker, a great form tackler.
Yeah. If you are Ohio State, you need to stop here as Moore going to drop back to throw. He's going for the running back! And it might have been picked, but they knock it down. They're going to get this football back before halftime, but you would have liked to see that intercepted.
I'd rather see an interception out of just getting that ball back with a punt.
They missed the hit stick, and they're going to get it down to the 21. So that drop pick cost them about 30-something yards, maybe.
No, probably more than that, because he had open space with blockers right in front of him. So, dang, that was a missed
Brown got nobody. He lobs a prayer, and it's picked off. I just think it's too early for throws like that, and Oregon's going to get this ball back on the Buckeye side of the field.
Well, that is not a play you want to see.
No. Devin Brown's struggles continue here in the first half as Moore gonna try to set up a screen pass. It's gonna
Wow.
get past all those Buckeye defenders and he's gonna get a
Wow.
gain of 9.
He's going to cut back in. I lost potential 15 or so yards on the play, but they're going to hurry it up right here. Good tackle by Caleb right there. He's going to hurry it up again.
For 2nd and 7 here.
Wasting a lot of time right here.
And
Blitz.
throw to
Evan
Stewart.
Stewart.
Got him.
There you go. Another hurry up here. Remember, time always stops before they actually get everything set. Green play. Nash just. Oh my goodness.
Let's see. Oh, Drake just got a concert confirmed in Memphis. Sure they'll love that out there. As we see, 2nd and inches, ball on the 4-yard line. Moore sends Stewart in motion again. Is it? Yes, it is. The jet pass, and Ohio
Wow.
State swallows that one up.
Just what a tackle right there. That's just how you break that touch pass apart.
So you hold them to 3 here, maybe, and you're still a 2-score game. Timeout taken by Oregon.
Don't know why exactly. I do. Didn't want to make sure it runs down to 0 before trying to get in another play. There you go. But 3rd down and 3 at the 7. Got 20 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
And go to the backfield.
And that's
Whittington, does he got the edge?
yeah.
Touchdown. Oregon Ducks yet again going for 2. They must really hate their kicker. I mean, their kicker has not seen the field all day.
Yeah.
Aside
I
from
think it's because he
kickoffs.
missed the extra point. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did miss the extra point.
He missed the extra point.
I
So
guess
that's
Coach
probably why.
Mayhem has had enough.
And that's when. And then they missed the.
Slant, hang on to it.
And now
Whittington.
it's 21.
This has potential to get ugly here if Ohio State cannot strike back here soon.
Now they can score now 16 seconds. I can't say. I can say from my personal, vision, you can score in 16 seconds. It's just very, very difficult. And you have to pick the exact right plays in order to score in 16 seconds or 13. But, yeah, it's a pretty task.
You see 13 seconds left on this clock here, and it looks like Ohio State's going to line up in a 2 tight end formation here. And they will run this football. It will be swallowed up yet again by the big defensive tackles. And that will take us to halftime. Score, Oregon 35, Ohio State 14. Big explosion by the Ducks here. Sees them up big on the Buckeyes as we head to the second half.
And here we go. This matters a lot right here. Ohio State might have a chance again. Remember, earlier in the first quarter, Ohio State was able to hold Oregon at least 2 drives to no points and been able to force the punt and they get the ball right back. So it can happen
Play
again.
action fake. Ooh.
Wow.
Might have had
That's
him wide
high
open.
defense.
Holding on
Holding.
George Fitzpatrick. Gonna back him up
Wow.
even further.
I don't even know how to feel about that. I definitely thought it was going to be a defensive pass interference. That's a very, very late holding call.
Seemed to me like Oregon sent pressure there on that first play of the half. We'll see if they send some more. They motion a man down to his right. Brown has some time, and he's going to make a
He's
bad
right in front of the wide
choice.
receiver.
Devin Brown, I mean, he's scared of that deep ball because the times he's thrown it, it's been caught, but by the other team.
Yeah, and the cornerback was running the route for him, so that was not good at all. But he sent, there's about 6 people at this line.
We saw that a lot last year. So we're going to go to the tight end here. Christian, he's got some space, makes a man miss, gets the first down.
First down. The big man rumbling for 20 or 21 yards.
We saw that a lot last year with Georgia, especially. Not so much this year, but man coverage seems like the corners could just run the route for the receivers. And pretty easy interceptions. Is Tate he's gonna hang on to that?
He got it. Yeah.
Even though that throw was dangerously on the left shoulder where the DB was just sitting there waiting for it.
Yeah, definitely on that right. Yeah, he got cooked right there. See what he gonna do here though.
See what he goes with here. Brown sensing pressure off the edge. Chastain is hit again for another first down. Tight ends coming alive here for the Buckeyes.
Maybe if he did this during the, coming down to the end of the second quarter, he would have had this right now.
Wow, okay. As a laggy thing, and that just is going to take the sack. Tries to throw it away, gets called for grounding, and now he's got an area code to go.
Well, let's see what they do here. 25.
Oregon yet again rushing forward. They go to Chastain. He's going to get 9. So 3rd and 16 here.
Yeah, this is a long way to go.
There you go, Brown. Clock is ticking here, and they don't really have time to waste. And take it. He's going deep. He might have had it if it wasn't double coverage. He maybe had it. And Ohio State gonna punt it. Now, they do flip the field, but that's just not what you need here to get back in this ball game. There's another pretty good punt. If anything, buy that punter a steak dinner before you leave town. He's had a good performance.
Yeah, you're not lying. This punter been helping them out very much a lot.
You see Morris Whittington to his right, also aligned up with Casper in the backfield at the tight end spot. They're going to motion him out, and they're going to play action fake. Moore has some time, throws a
he caught it.
Dangerous pass, but there's just nobody but Evan Stewart to make the catch.
And I mean, Evan Stewart, no matter if it's a user versus is not, it's just wow.
We're seeing Dante Moore yet again gonna have a fake screen pass. There's a flag. He's gonna catch it. Touchdown. What's the flag? Is it coming back?
That's a
It is coming back. The right tackle was down the field. And
there was about 7 people down there.
That is a butt chewing and a round of stairs for the whole offensive line come practice Monday morning.
Bro, there was about 7 people down there, bro. That was bad.
And Ohio State sending pressure again. Middle field wide open.
And that's what I like about Oregon right here. They see the pressure and they decide to, take these drag routes, these end routes, and these short routes. I love about that.
If the defense is going to give it to you, you better take advantage of that. As Moore scrambling around, Moore looking, Moore throws it away.
I was about to say intentional grounded, but he was way out of the box.
Yeah. So 3rd and 8 here. Ohio State once again needing a stop. And they're going to try to go deep. Hizzy throws. So Oregon will punt this ball back. They flipped the field back on them. But if you're Ohio State, you can't really complain about a stop at this point in the game.
Need to score quickly and display good defense.
As that's going to roll into the end zone and we'll put the ball down at the 20. Well, we can look ahead to the Big Ten standings. Notre Dame currently in sole possession of first place. They are 5-0, followed by the winner of this game actually will move into that 2nd spot, and the loser will slide into 3rd. And Penn State currently sits in P4, their one conference loss being to the Ohio State Buckeyes. Outside chance maybe for Nebraska if chaos ensues. But really the race is coming down to those 4 teams to see who plays in Indianapolis for the conference championship, as they're going to get blown up in the backfield yet again. So we're looking like we might see a rematch of last year's championship with Notre Dame and Oregon. Oregon did play them twice last year on the run to the championship, first in Indy and then in the Fiesta Bowl, I believe, as Roche going to get the first down. And he's got some space, going to be pulled down just shy of the 50 at the 49. But yeah, so Oregon, Notre Dame, very familiar with each other. They know how they play, and we shall see if that is indeed the matchup awaiting us in Indy.
Yeah, and there's still about 3 more games left.
So Pitts is having a stroke in the backfield.
That's their last year 5-star.
Yeah, that poor kid needs a map. They're trash talking with rushing, it seems.
Yeah, and that's their last year's 5-star that instantly committed. Hey, how Cat was flexing that to us, but yeah.
And they're going to give it to him again on the pass out of the backfield. Pitts trying to make something happen. Gain of 7.
Pitts is more of a power back, and I can see it through here, so... Not that much speed, but definitely could run over a couple people.
So we might have the last play of the 3rd quarter. As Brown, and by himself, he just kept dropping back. Wow. And he's hit as he throws. I think you should too.
Sorry to say it, but I think you're reasonable if you go for this.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point in punting at this point of the game.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you're down by 21 going into the 4th quarter. I think it's pretty reasonable to go for this.
Here we go. Brown set up a screen, and it's just swallowed up.
And that will not be the end of the 3rd quarter. We need one more play to end off the 3rd.
So not the triumphant 3rd quarter that the Buckeyes were hoping for. They're going to have to hope for a miracle here in the 4th. As handoff goes to Harris, and he's going to get pulled down for a loss of 1. That will bring us to the end of the 3rd with the score still 35-14. So we can go look at some of the results from around the league thus far. Electric, I'll let you say what you were going to say while I'm pulling this up.
Yeah, I was going to say, in order for them to have anything can happen in the 4th quarter. So let's see what they could possibly do here. But oh wow, what a pick!
And that ball is intercepted.
What a pick! He just overthrew Dante Moore. Just overthrew the running back by a quick 6 to 7 yards, and that's just a give me a free one to Ohio State. So
a rare mistake by Moore. And Ohio State gets this ball at about midfield. They'll hit the crosser. He's got the first. And he's going to get into enemy territory. But yeah, So far around the league, big game down in Starkville, Mississippi. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but Mississippi State picks up the win over Georgia 17-14 as we introduced Mason to my good buddy Owen since he is 0-1 in Starkville. But
Wow.
I've been waiting so long to say that. But 17-14 Dogs win the Bulldog Bowl, and we have slotted ourselves pretty nicely to make the conference championship next week at Missouri. Starts the road to that. Speaking of Missouri, they play in Norman against Oklahoma as that ball's almost intercepted. USC Washington also supposed to play. We don't know if that game's actually going to be played. Clemson and UNC both get it done against CPUs. And let's see. You saw the game earlier on the channel. Louisville defeating Charlotte
Wow.
35-14. And that is not complete. They're going to rule him incomplete.
Went out of bounds before getting the
We've
ball.
seen another Big Ten user, another guy who's biting to get in that championship game. Kluka struggling with the Rutgers, 21-14, the final there. Number one team in the country, Ole Miss, on the road against Kentucky as he is brought down in the backfield. Texas and App State, another user game. Number 9, Florida, trying to continue their hot streak in Death Valley at LSU. Tennessee, Boise State, and Kansas State all took care of their CPU games. So that's what we've got looking at around the league for the rest of week 11.
Yeah. And we're like slowly closing in. I remember last time was week 1, so we're slowly closing into the the playoffs once again, and it's just that's a pick. Wow, what a
Oh,
catch!
man.
Wow,
Evan Stewart. If there's one receiver in the country to
Jesus.
make that play, it's Evan Stewart. But, man, that
Wow.
play was just shaky.
That's a hospital pass too. I don't believe it. But what I was about to say, I forgot it, man.
Downs read it. Stewart's just a little bit quicker.
Wow. What a spin move right there once again. So I mean, yeah, with this loss by Ohio State, this would push them down in the top 25 by at least. Now I seen how they did Georgia with the way how they lost, so let's see. I think they might push them down about 3 to 4 rankings, at least not 3 to 4, by a couple. So.
Yeah, they shouldn't push down Ohio State that much. I mean, the margin of victory is going to look ugly on paper, but at the end of the day, this is an Oregon team that, in my honest opinion, is the most talented roster in the country, especially on the road. So I don't think Ohio State should be penalized that bad for this loss. They still have a very clear path to get in to the 12-team playoff, in my opinion.
And I completely understand that. This also is like we've been saying all this time, conference game matters so much, and I can get that very much. It's just wow, 4th down and 6 right there.
4th and 6 out trots the field goal team for Oregon.
I mean, all this is just learning from your mistakes. Each game, that's what the best players do. That's all they do. Is just learn from what they did in the last game. Learn what picks did they throw, learn what plays went through and what didn't, and then just work on it. That's all you have to do. I don't think it takes time, but everything takes time.
We saw down on that ticker, I'm sorry to break it to you, to any diehard Memphis Tigers fans out there. First of all, we're coming for that booty in basketball tomorrow. Second of all, you Memphis Tigers have been upset by the Navy midshipmen. So Memphis will lose that seed in the playoffs as they had it. So unfortunate for the Memphis Tigers faithful, the 3 of them that are out there. And I'm sure none of them are watching this video, so I don't know what I'm ranting about.
So, like I said, about to head to the end of about to hit the 2-minute warning as we just hit it just now. This is going to matter a lot. Top rushing touchdowns this season is tied for first between Haynes and Avery Johnson. This guy,
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. I
It is,
didn't. I didn't let Haynes score last week. I actually heard him.
yeah. So,
You're welcome for that, by the
yeah,
way.
that's crazy.
I'm
They
just
heard you.
kidding.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say,
didn't
yeah, they
hurt.
heard
I
you.
didn't intentionally injure Haynes. He did get shaken up, but I think he did come back.
Wow.
So there was
We hope
no.
nothing but a speedy recovery from every
Yes,
player,
we
you know.
hope nothing but a speedy recovery. As Pitts is going to get a first down here.
Yep. And yeah, with the rushing touchdowns and everything, Avery Johnson might not be the Heisman winner again, but had a pretty decent season. And or not Oregon, but Georgia and them, they should have a pretty good season. I think everybody's just ready for the playoffs.
You know,
That's
it's the
what it all
playoffs.
matters at
Depending
the
on
end of the day.
how quickly this league does go. I mean, I know we're going to have some delays around Christmas time, the holidays, people traveling, spending time with their families.
Yeah,
But we should be. I don't want to give any unrealistic expectations to anybody that may be watching this, but by the end of the year, we should be at least at rivalry week. I think,
which would or Navy might
or
no, I
Army,
don't think Navy,
Navy. You know,
Army and Navy.
New Year. I'll put it this way: New Year. Stay tuned to the YouTube channel because we're gonna have a heated postseason in college football, and we've had two
Yeah,
magnificent ones before, and it is must see TV. I can tell you right now, the last year's playoff was a doozy.
yeah, we seen a lot of upsets come, like me getting upsetted and a bunch of other things. So I mean, there's just mix of emotions when you step into this new one, especially in like I
That
said
was
into
a
the new playoffs.
crazy game. The Tennessee Kansas State Cotton Bowls. We're gonna see a timeout from Oregon. Not sure what that's
Yeah,
about, but and then the consequent game, the Ole Miss Tennessee semifinal was also insane, and then
yep,
the Oregon Ole Miss national championship that Oregon kind of ran away with. But as they ran away with this one here, they're going to take a knee, and I think that
yep.
should do it here today. Oregon with a very dominating win here at home in front of all of the Duck faithful.
Yeah, and I mean that's just what happens when you have a top 10 ranked place to play and nothing but stars surrounding you 100%. So I mean that's you got to just deal with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that will do it. As we see the Donald Duck in green and yellow is very happy today. As Dante Moore gets player of the game with 4 touchdowns. And we can go straight into post-game interviews. First off, with the winning coach of Mayhem. Mayhem, you extend your winning streak. I'm not quite sure what it's at by now, but I'm sure that someone has that tally somewhere. Talk to me about the explosion that y'all had on offense, particularly in the second quarter to pull away.
Uh, yeah, just hit some big plays. Definitely made a lot of mistakes that we can't be making, especially at home. But overall, played pretty solid. Couldn't run the ball, but did what we had to do through the air, so it worked out.
Yeah. I'll let you. Do you have a question for him?
Yeah, and I mean I know you came into this game thinking like, oh yeah, we got this, but I wanted to ask you how you feel about the rest of the upcoming season and the people that you possibly have to face in the playoffs.
Um, I mean, Ohio State was a great game. Definitely didn't take anything for granted. I mean, made some mistakes early. He had the lead. I mean, he's really good. So, definitely didn't take that for granted. I think moving forward, just gotta take it one game at a time, and just hopefully we'll be in the playoffs again, and just kind of see if we can repeat. And would love to keep the winning streak alive. I mean, I think it's 22 right now, so not sure if anyone's ever beat that, but we'll see.
All right, yeah.
Right.
Well, I'll wrap it up with a question. As you look around the rest of the country, what are some teams you're keeping an eye on here as potential, well, not only Big Ten conference championship opponents, but potential playoff matchups that the Ducks might have to go up against?
We're not worried about everyone else. We're worried about ourselves. I mean, that's why we've won 22 in a row. I think people are more concerned about me than I am about them. That's been a theme since HPL was invented. So, it is what it is. I'm not worried about who I have to play. I'll play anyone, anywhere, and we'll be ready.
All right, well, that will wrap it up for head coach of Mayhem Tomorrow of the Oregon Ducks. We will throw it over to Captain Dead Dad, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Frustrating loss here today. Really couldn't. You looked like you had them with a little comeback there at the start of the second quarter, but eventually you fall short. Talk to me about the how you're going to rebound as you do face 3 straight users to end off this season.
Well, I mean, it's 3 straight users that I've already, beaten in the past before. Joker's an easy win. Speed's an easy win. Tie. Anything can happen in the game, but we're easily going 10-2 to finish the season. I mean, we're going to make the playoffs. Ohio State's always there. So I'm not too worried about the rest of the season from here on out. We're pretty much locked in from this point.
Okay. Yeah, Electric?
Yeah, and I mean, now since you have lost in the conference, I'm for sure now you're 4-1. How confident do you feel in making, trying to make leeway as you take it game by game?
Try and make what? I'm sorry.
Trying to, hold on. Trying to win every game so you can, be able to make it to the playoffs. The CFP bracket.
I mean, these guys are people I've all played before. Joker, I managed to blow out on him. Speed, I blew him out. Ty's something else.
Wow.
We're not too worried about how we're going to win these games. We know we're going to win these games.
Right. I get it. And I'm gonna ask you one more question because that question was a little bit off. Since you're very so confident in being 10-2, are we for sure going to see you go that exact record as what you said?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah. Well, then my only question left for Ohio State is if this 10-2 season is so obtainable, then you would slate yourself on the fringe of the playoffs. Who do you not want to see in that first round?
I wouldn't really call it a fringe. 10-2 is an easy in. But in the first round, I mean, I'd have to take a look at actually who is in there. Obviously, I don't think we'd get slated to play Oregon in the first round. If anything, I'd probably be looking to avoid Ole Miss, but I just haven't really played much users outside of the Big Ten. Or much playoff caliber users outside of the Big Ten, I guess is what I should say.
Yeah, well, that will wrap up the stream. We thank you guys for tuning in to this late night game, staying up with us through the real life playoff game, and watching this one. Oregon picks up the 38-14 win over Ohio State here today, and we will see you guys next time for Mr. Electric and myself. We will see you guys next time on HPL YouTube channel.